Hi, this is Dirk with Remodel AI, and I'm here with another user request. And this user would like to explore new cabinets, or at least extending these cabinets, I believe, to the ceiling. So, kind of floor to ceiling double cabinets, so to speak. And she's already on the right track with using the replace tool, but I'm going to show you how I would go about doing that. So, let me switch over to the app which I loaded your photo into, and let's get started. One of the quick things, you can't notice it much from here, but there's a slight black border around here. You might get better results by cropping this, because sometimes these borders down here can really mess up the AI, because it really, real pictures don't have black borders around them like that. But this is pretty small, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it a try. We're going to jump right into the replace tool. First thing to do is choose what area of the image to replace. I'm just going to use the brush manually, and we're going to replace the area above the cabinets. So I'm just going to paint around the kind of crown molding on top there and say everything above that. Oh, let's replace above here. And again, it doesn't need to be exact. I just want to make sure I cover the crown molding and give it room to put new cabinets in. So that's pretty much all that's required. Just want to replace that area with something new. And then the next step, you can describe something. I was just playing around with floor to ceiling cabinets. Double cabinets. You could say glass door cabinets. That was something the user asked for. You could get creative. You could tall cabinets. Basically, you want to suggest to the AI what you want to replace this area with, and that will match the final photo. I guess I missed a little spot here. Let me actually go back and fix that, because we want to make sure the ceilings go all the way to the cabinet. What do we say? Glass door cabinets. And then this may take a couple tries. You're just going to want to try to generate and see what the AI comes up with. And again, part of this is experimentation. So, see what your results are. Try it a few times, because each time you try it, you're going to get different results. And then change your prompt to see if you can encourage it to get better results. The two big variables you'll play with here are the mask, which is the area of the image you want replaced, and the prompt itself. You could also try a style image if you wanted. That didn't really work. That one, the doors are really ugly. It did extend it. That's probably what you're going for, I would assume. And it messed up a little bit about this area here. But again, you can hit generate as many times as you want here and keep trying. You can also repeat the process. So if it got some of the stuff right, okay, I like that side, even though the color's a little bit off, but let's just pretend, that the color was right and you liked all this. You could then replace again and say, well, this doesn't make a lot of sense right up here, so I'm going to try to fix that. And then it messed up this fan a little bit, so I'm going to try to fix that. So you can iterate on this process. You don't have to get the perfect result the first time around. I didn't even give it a prompt. It just said replace this area with whatever you think looks good. And that makes a little bit more sense. It looks like it put crown molding. That messed up the lighting. That one doesn't look as good. So you can see in just 2 steps how we kind of changed the layout here and said we want ceiling or cabinets to go all the way to the ceiling. And again, you could go back here, and then from there you could say I want to do a full remodel, or I want to do paint to try different cabinet colors. We can try that real quick just to see what it looks like. Part of this process of cabinet colors is you need to take the time to give it a good mask. So that can be pretty time consuming. This is a decent start, but it's not perfect. But I just want to show you kind of some of the options you can do after that. Let's say we want to let's actually just leave the bottoms white, which is kind of the opposite of what we normally do. Normally the bottoms would be a color and the tops would be white, or at least that's what people are doing these days. Not a great job, but then I just want to show you, and then let me subtract out these windows. You don't want to paint the windows. That would look pretty bad. then let me fix this area right here. We don't want to paint that wall. Oops, smaller brush. All right, good enough for demonstration purposes anyway. But again, you know, when you're painting cabinets, you'll actually spend a lot of time getting the really perfect mask. And then one of the things you can do is jump over here to save and say save this mask. That way the next time you're trying to paint the same cabinets, you don't have to recreate everything. And then you go over here and choose a color and say we want to go with green and see what it looks like. Oh, one of the things I probably should have done is, it'll probably get this right, but you can manually suggest what you're painting, and that will use a specific AI trained at that specific task. So what I probably should have done, instead of saying surface type auto, I could say surface type cabinets, since we know what we're trying to paint here. And then there's a couple other options that may give you optimal results, but I think auto will actually work fine here. But in the control images, you could see as it was animating how it has this black thing at the bottom right here. You'll see it right now. That will mess up the AI generation a little bit. I don't love that color. I don't think it works very well. Especially, you really want to paint the lowers and not the uppers. But I'm just giving you an idea of some of the things you can do and play around with to get the best results and explore the kitchen that you want to have. Painting the cabinets takes a fair amount of time. This is one of the more involved AI tools. And that's better. I like that color better, but again, I don't really love this color scheme. You want to have the colors on the bottom and the white on the top. So let me just show you what pure white would look like. Surface type, let's just say cabinet this time. That's better. Chantilly lace, which is a color that everybody uses, would probably be better than pure white. Pure white is really bright. It's often used as a base color. And I like that. But again, you know, you can just replace the tops with the replace tool. You don't have to do the paint thing. You can even fully remodel the kitchen after this if you want. You know, the point of the different tools, you experiment with different things and see what you love. So I will go upload this photo. Hopefully this will help you figure out how to replace the cabinets or extend them all the way to the ceiling and then go from there. Thanks.